What is up? Welcome back to Coffee, Blunts, and Donuts. We are the podcast with rich, well-rounded discussions, all from a higher level. It's the girl Natasha Tamara.
It's your boy Itz, and that's Tasha, because my conversation is just high. It's just good. It's just
He
smooth.
doesn't want to
It's
have
like
rich conversation. We're about to have a very
It's just
rich
good,
conversation today. Rich is the reference to coffee, you know. Well-rounded is the reference to donuts. From a higher perspective is a reference to blunts. Come on,
you never told.
wordplay,
As long as you've been doing this, you
wordplay.
never told me about none of that. I see you got bars now. That's what's up.
Just saying. So today we having that rich discussion, and we talking about coffee
It's
today.
the coffee aspect. Everyone's always saying, like, when is it going to be donuts? When is it going to be
Right.
coffee?
We switching it up. We are well roast.
Today you have coffee.
Yes, today we have coffee. We have a entrepreneur here. She's making her way,
Women
Via's
owned.
way.
Thank you. Period.
Women owned. She's an entrepreneur. She's an artist. She's an event. She throws events out in all Massachusetts. She is an artist. She's had her work displayed in Art Basel. And now she's here with her newest brand of coffee. Give it up for Via of VIA Guatemala Coffee.
Okay, Tasha with the hand claps. There we go.
I was about to do it for myself.
No. Listen, Tasha got the hand. DJ Tasha on the low over here right now.
On the button.
I
Controlling
love
it.
it. I'm here for it.
So what's up, Via? Thank you for being here today.
No, first of all, I want to say thank you so much for reaching out to me. I'm so grateful. It means a lot to me because, any press or anything is great for, especially a new business and a brand. So it's important. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
Exactly.
So what is the brand? What is the business? Let us know a little bit the whole backstory, how it started, how it came
Oh my
about.
God. So obviously artists and coffee go hand in hand. Because if you think of coffee shops, you think of creators, they're always like writers or artists. They're like, they need coffee, right? You got to stay awake. So it had always been something in my mind. I'm from Guatemala, obviously. So I used to joke Power Universe a lot. I used to write 5-6 years ago, my pictures, I'd be like, ooh, this is 170 pounds of VIA Guatemala coffee, but I would just joke about it. And then what happened was in 2020 during COVID, when everybody was going through it, I had the most magical time of my life. It was just magical for me. My daughter from my biological family, I'm adopted. So she did the whole DNA thing. My daughter is half Liberian. So she wanted, and she always looks at me and she's like, Mom, she's like, you're too tall to be Mayan. I know you have something else in you. You're just not 100% Guatemalan. So she really wanted to know her DNA. So she did the whole thing. And then she found my family, and just fast forward, it was I came to this country at 8. So I flew back home to Guatemala. I reunited with my aunt who delivered me, my uncle, my little brother, my sister. And then I have all these other siblings and cousins, right? So I told them every year I would go back for my birthday, 10/10. So in 2022, I meet my boy cousin for the first time. And he was like, Prima, I know that you're an entrepreneur. He's like, we have a family friend that owns a farm. Do you want to check it out? And I was like, it was something where I don't know how godly or spiritual you guys are, but
it's a destined path.
This is what I'm saying. I was like, yo, God literally took me out of Guatemala because I wasn't going to get educated there. I was probably going to get pregnant at 13, 14, typical third world country stuff. Took me out of there, said, I'm going to get you educated. I'm going to get you adopted. You're going to be this empowering woman. And now I'm giving you this company, and you're going to have to go back and empower your country. And that's how I felt. And I was like, I cannot pass on this opportunity. It was literally God was like, you need to do this.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so deep. Because, I always tell people, don't do things for money. Do it because it's your passion.
Right.
And walk with intent and purpose. And a lot of people I want to start this company. I want to do this because they want to make money out of it. For me, it's something that I feel like it's my purpose. So there's a difference. I'm moving with purpose and not for money.
Wow, that's
Okay.
amazing. And that brings you back, that connects you back to your homeland, your people.
Yeah.
And it just brings you back full circle. And then, like you said, it's like a destined path. So How did you live in Boston?
Yeah, so
Since-
when I came to this country, my adopted parents got me. I lived in Salem and then in Lynn. So I grew up
Okay.
to Lynn. What up, Lynn? And then back and forth from New York and Miami, and then always back home to like Lynn was my home base. So
Right.
City of Sin, baby.
Okay,
That's crazy. So, but on the coffee aspect, so like your family has the farm. That's where you
No,
get your beans from?
so it's a family. It's a family of the friend.
Right.
It is a family owned farm, and the way they do it down there is, so it's everything is done handshake, but you have to meet the family
Right.
and the elders, and everybody has to agree that they're gonna do business with you. So I literally had to sleep
Right
in their farm. Yeah, like they have to approve it, and they asked me what my intent was going to be because
Purpose.
Starbucks had visited this family-owned farm, and they said no because they're really tired of Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts and these companies coming in and exploiting them. So they're kind of like, no more of that. Like you're just not gonna come in here because, and this is another reason why I really wanted to start the coffee company. I go to Guatemala. I don't see a Starbucks school. I don't see a Starbucks hospital. But you take my coffee beans from my country, and I don't want to just say like I own all of Guatemala coffee, right?
Right.
But and then you put up fair trade. You have the audacity to put it up on your wall, so people are like, oh, but what do you do for these countries besides really take the beans and exploit the people, and then turn around and sell it per cup? $5, $6, $10 per cup.
Yeah.
So then people who are spending money feel a little bit better, all because it says fair trade or ethically sourced. So I got tired of it because how really is it fair when you're a $1 billion industry and you don't have schools in Africa where you get your beans, in Asia, in Central and South America? Like enough.
Taj, we need one of those sound effects. We're getting political over here. Need that
Remember?
We're getting real political over here. We might need it one more time. That was it.
That was the one.
I never looked at it that way.
Yeah, so she's making a change.
Yeah.
Like, there's not one Starbucks where they're getting the beans.
No. So there no.
I'm sure there's a Starbucks.
No,
in
there's
the
a
city or
Starbucks.
something,
There's a Starbucks. No, you're missing what I'm saying. I'm saying Starbucks will go into these countries and they'll buy tons.
Right.
Like I'm a boutique coffee company. I'm only buying like pounds, right?
Right.
They're buying tons. So what they're doing is, but what I'm mad about is they're making their billions, not just here, but all over the world. But then they're not giving back to these countries.
True.
So they're not building a school. They're not building a hospital. They're not building infrastructure. Like
That's what all these big businesses. It's
this
sad.
is what I'm saying.
They're about to now.
Period.
They're about to
And
now.
so I got tired of it. And not to mention, no offense, I mean, it's usually back to colonism and just taking over. It's usually white, elderly men coming in and taking over and then not giving back to the people. And for me, that's why I purposely put my face on it. I am a Mayan indigenous woman. I am from this country, and I want you to know what we look like. I want you to know that this is a women-ran and operated business, period.
That's amazing.
You know what I'm
You're
saying?
gonna leave a legacy, and people are gonna ask, "Who is that on that packaging? And what's
Yo,
her
that's
story?" And let
right?
me learn about her. So that's
This ain't no Aunt Jemima shit. This is like, they're not gonna have to change the face.
But you know what?
That's what we're saying.
But
This
you,
is ground
but
up.
you know what? You know what? Aunt Jemima, I don't care. She had a brand and she did that because guess what?
No, but they.
No, but
you see
it
what they
doesn't
did
matter
with the
because
logo and
because
everything.
African women, enslaved women, were the backbone to a lot of white homes in slavery times. They breastfed these children and they fed and they did everything else for these households. So Aunt Jemima brand was strong. They should have never changed that.
I agree.
The world ain't ready, girl.
I agree.
So go to
I think it was more due to the ownership of who owned it.
Probably, but that's exactly
what
it.
that's what it
So
was,
imagine
the
I
reason
own
for
VIA
the change of
Guatemala
this.
Coffee and I got blonde hair and blue eyes. You're gonna be like, hold on,
Where's the connection?
what's happening here?
So what does your coffee give back to? I think it's
Yep.
some supported domestic violence.
Oh, so
and
why
stuff.
don't you do this? Do you have the actual bag?
Oh yeah, I have the bag.
Yeah. So why don't we get the bag? Because I want you to open it in front of everybody so you can
This
show.
is the bag, the packaging.
Yeah.
With her face labeled.
So that's how it comes
on
when you
there.
order it?
When you order it, yeah, and make sure you
Okay.
look at everything because you're
Yes.
about to see what you get. So each person, when they buy it, you'll see what you get.
Okay. You're like kid on Christmas.
Make sure you dump it all in your lap.
Okay. Look at all this. This is a big hunky.
Yeah,
bag
it's
of-
Is
one.
it grounded already?
Yeah, so
it's
I
already
have
grounded.
beans. I
Beans
have
and
beans
This
and
is
ground.
Mayan warrior. Nice. This is a pack of backwoods. That was not in the bag.
Now, how you come up with the
This
names
Is
of each blend?
So I came up with
Oh,
the.
wait, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I interrupt on
Get
my,
back to your
my
bag, get back to your
unboxing.
bag.
This is her logo and a little story about the background.
Yeah,
in the
no,
background.
it kind of tells you like what our mission is,
Yo, the mission and everything.
and it tells you that we give back to. The percentage gives back to orphans because I was an orphan and to
okay.
abused women because that's still a big thing in Guatemala.
And tell me about this because I read up on it, but tell me about the worry
Yeah.
doll. I love it.
And I just want to give tribute once again to my daughter, who is just beyond intelligent. She just graduated from Suffolk Entrepreneurship last year, business entrepreneurship. And she said, Mom, when I was telling her I was so excited in 2022, she said, you should include a Mayan worry doll in every purchase. And I'm like, wow, that's brilliant. So these Mayan worry dolls, obviously they look like a woman. They're little tiny women. And if you see the skirt and what they're wearing,
Yeah.
how you can tell there's over 23 tribes in Mayan, and how you can tell what tribe they're from, what village, is their colors.
Okay.
You know, like blood or crit, right? Their colors, right?
Colors.
But anyway, so it's basically because women are the nurturers, we worry about you. So they're little women, and they bless you with blessings and to help you take your worries away. So I wanted you guys to have it for your place.
Oh,
Alright,
thank you
appreciate
so
that.
much. The
Yeah.
worry doll. And this comes in every bag.
Every
of coffee?
bag.
That is so
Okay.
cute.
And every one of my bags is $30. So when I
Okay.
say that, people are like, oh, $30. And I go, listen, that's $1 a day.
Yeah, that's not
If you
bad
brew an
for
8-ounce cup to drink,
Right.
that's $1. The base because it's 30 to 31
Nah,
days in a
no.
month. And I say, or you can wait in line where you're not getting paid to wait in line. I don't know why y'all do it. And then you wait, and then you pay
Lazy.
$5 to $10 or whatever.
Right.
So imagine you getting paid. If you multiply, say 10 minutes a day waiting in line times 5-6 days a week, how many hours did you wait in line just
yeah,
to?
exactly. And you're supporting colored women businesses,
Yeah.
okay? At
So-
the end of the day. And you
So
give
you
it
got
back to
some
good.
brewed up over there right now. right?
Yeah, we
I'm
do.
ready, I'm ready to taste
Yeah,
it.
we're
I'm-
definitely going to
I'm
taste
in,
it.
so
We're
I'm
going to
ready
taste
to,
some
like-
And I want
chocolate.
full
yes.
honesty.
It's,
Oh, definitely.
definitely.
Yeah.
We're gonna
This
be
is like on
bluntly
air.
honest.
Now, we're
keep
gonna be
it
drinking the
blunt.
Mayan blend. That's what we're drinking, right?
So each one is named Mayan. So I wanted to
Oh,
give
okay.
tribute to the Mayan people because obviously that's what I am. So I have into the Mayan indigenous people. So it's Mayan warrior, Mayan jaguar, Mayan power, and Mayan cardamom. So each one has a different taste because Guatemala has a bunch of different microclimates. Microclimates means like the jungle will have one type of weather, the mountains will have a different type of weather. So depending where you get the coffee from, the coffee is going to taste different.
So you got each coffee from a different area?
Different area of
That's
Guatemala.
dope.
So which one are we drinking today?
Mayan warrior is from the I want to say Marcos. I want to say from St. Marcos area, and that's where the 200 acres of the family-owned farm is from.
Dope. I'm excited to drink it. We're just
Yeah.
gonna drink it straight black.
Yeah,
no
let me go
cream,
get
no
it for. I'm
sugar.
gonna get it for you guys.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, let's go.
Definitely. We're gonna take a little smoke break while she does that. Set us up.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm like, I gotta
this
taste this now. This smells good, Joe. You smell it?
I didn't even smell it yet. Let me smell. Can I open it?
Nah, you don't even gotta
No.
open it.
What I
It's
want you
right
to do
there.
is here.
Oh.
Open this one because this one's open. But I want you
Can
to
I smell it?
here. Put it in your hand.
Now is that the beans
I
or
want
the
no. This
grounded?
is the ground. I want you to actually see the difference. So next time, I don't know if you brew at home, but I want you to
Yeah,
see the difference.
I always do.
Because you can actually literally see like the little minerals,
Okay.
and you can feel the difference.
Was I supposed to taste it?
You can taste it, yeah.
And I heard there was like volcanic
Yeah, so
minerals
that's what makes,
of
exactly,
Guatemala.
So that's what makes the coffee so good. Is that
Smells
anywhere? That's why I hate when people go
Rich.
like, "Oh, we buy local," right?
Mm.
And I'm like, "What do you mean? United States has volcanoes? We don't buy local."
Is that where the good coffee comes from? The volcanoes?
I just want to throw it on the floor, yo. It smells mad good. I'm like,
It smells good, strong. I'm excited to
I'll put it
taste
right there.
it. Yeah.
Right?
Justin, you gotta try it. Definitely.
I brought enough. So
Definitely. This is great.
Like,
First taste test.
I never
blind
really
test
thought that
taste.
much into when I get my coffee, to tell you the truth.
Oh,
right?
definitely.
I just try to
You're
get like a
I
good
thought
cup
you
of
were a
coffee.
real coffee drinker.
Nah, I try to get like a good cup of coffee. You know what I'm saying?
honest with you,
And like I got the different shit. I got the Keurig, I got the drip. This would be good in the drip.
to be honest with you, corporate America doesn't want you to be that smart and intelligent when you buy. They just want you to take it and that's it.
Now-
if you start to understand the business of it, then they'd be like, no, we don't want you to know.
Yeah.
What's the real way to drink coffee? You know, there's a way to taste wine. Is there a way to taste coffee?
Okay, so there's if we were gonna be at the place like the way you're taking it is fine. You're supposed to
Just
drink
drink it.
just regular black, not with like
Yes.
milks and sugar.
Smell it first.
No, I meant like you like
yeah,
swirl
like
it.
you
smell
smell it
smell it.
first,
Yeah,
take
you
in
swirl-
the fume.
swirl it around
you
in your mouth,
know?
like
You want to smell the aroma of it.
Yeah.
Exactly. So before you even taste
Smells
it,
rich and
you're like,
bold, smooth.
Yeah.
what kind of flavors do you even
VIA
smell?
Guatemala Coffee. This is the Mayan warrior.
Yes, giving y'all warrior vibes with your day.
And what makes it a boutique coffee?
So the reason why I chose to say it's boutique, which it is because one, I'm working with a family-owned farm. Two, it's from farm to table. So when you get the coffee, it's not sitting somewhere, say at Staples or Target, or I don't know for how long, it's been sitting on shelf. You literally order it, and it's coming from my country to your home.
Wow.
So that's
Doesn't
what
want
makes
that.
and
Oh, they're shipping it straight from. This is being shipped straight from Guatemala.
Straight from the straight
I
from the
thought you had, I
farms
thought
of
you had like a whole.
Guatemala.
I thought you had a whole little thing up there. Okay. Well,
No,
This
no.
is
So
straight.
no. So I do.
That's dope.
Meaning I do have a warehouse, but it comes right from the farmers. Then they ship it to
Exactly.
me, and I ship. But I don't mean it. So what a lot of these other companies do is they'll buy tons and tons, like big
Just keep it
barrels.
on stock.
Then they'll take the beans. I don't know why they do this. Roast it themselves and say they're professional roasters. Like, why would I do that when my farmers are professional roasters? You know what I'm saying? And then they'll repackage it again
This is good.
and then rebrand it. And then that's when you hear like Cape Cod local beans or local coffee. And you're like, this isn't local.
Yeah, this is good. And
Yo,
it
this
doesn't
is
have
good.
like that bitter aftertaste
Yo.
or anything. It's smooth.
Right. I'm
Thank
over here right
you.
now, like,
Yeah.
Thank you. And that's another thing too. Like the reason, so that's why I'm really trying to educate everybody right now. Cause when you guys go to Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks or all these other, you guys are putting like these creams and these sugars and these syrups. And I'm like, you guys, and so 3 hours later, you're like, oh, I need another coffee. No, you're having a diabetes withdrawal. Like,
True, but I'm not gonna front. I'm good for an almond milk and sugar.
no, I
Almond milk and
Caramel
sugar, like
latte.
I don't do that squirt shit. all
No,
them
no, I
flavors,
do that.
but-
Almond milk every morning. I put a little bit of almond milk.
Yeah,
Mine, I
this is
put
bomb.
vanilla and a
Exactly,
little
the
bit of
flavored
brown
almond
sugar.
milk.
That's what I do. So it's all good. You can have it dark, which obviously I do, but I like to switch it up with my almond milks.
Yeah.
Okay.
And how did you pick the different flavors? I know you said the climates, but
I
the
actually-
names of them is so powerful.
Thank you. I was actually with the farmers and we actually went and I did a whole like smell and taste. So I actually was really part of the whole process. And then just the names, I came up with them myself because I wanted to show homage to the Mayan people because I think it's important since I'm Mayan and I'm indigenous that we don't forget the native people and they're the ones who really work the farms. Yeah.
While you're doing it, you're making the stamp now. I see you out here. I see you at the Boston Marathon.
Thank
doing
you.
Events at Crunch Gyms. Where else have you had your products?
You also have
And-
chocolate too, though?
Yeah,
Chocolate
I
too,
have
we gotta
chocolate.
try.
Yeah.
And
So
that's also coming from Guatemala.
yeah. So yeah, everything that comes from Guatemala
Plugged in.
in Guatemala, that comes from the jungle. So the cacao where chocolate really comes from and grows from is called cacao, and it can only be grown in the jungle. So unlike coffee, where it can go in other climates, no. So this is I also
Is
get.
it white when it first comes out, like the cacao?
Yeah, so
Yeah,
it's
I
a
seen
fruit.
that.
It's
Yeah.
looks like a fruit, and then it's white, and then you have to like roast it. Yeah, and then it
Okay.
gets dark. I'm not a professional chocolate
Yeah.
person yet, but I do work with a woman farmer. So this is a woman
Yeah, so who's on
owned.
the front of this?
That's me as when I was a little girl.
Aw.
That's my orphanage picture.
Aw,
Yeah,
that's great.
No, I'm playing.
and if you look in the back, it says that a percentage goes back to the orphans.
And how much is this?
It's $10 a chocolate bar.
Mhm.
But unlike if you go to say no, the other side, there's a little rip. So unlike if you go to say the regular store anywhere to buy a Kit Kat or whatever,
Mhm.
you're gonna get 75% of sugar and then only 20% of chocolate. Here, you're gonna get 75% chocolate cacao and then a little bit of sugar, 5%, and then a little bit of leche milk.
It's
You better
good.
share with your boy. He's
I'm like-
staring.
Nah, I'm good on the chocolate, but hold on.
You don't like
Yeah, taste a little
chocolate?
piece,
Nah,
taste
he
a
don't
little
need it.
piece.
No, with the coffee, you gotta have
just
it a little
piece.
bit. It goes
Yeah,
hand
it's
in
good.
hand.
It's good. It has
And
it
it's healthy
tastes like
for
the
you.
cacao. You can
Yeah.
taste the natural.
You had cacao before?
I mean, I feel like I've had like natural
It's
chocolate
cacao from Takao.
You know, the bean. It's like a little bean, right? You said it's like
Yeah,
a fruit. Right?
yeah.
I feel like I've seen
It's
that.
big.
I went to Belize. Remember?
Oh, there, yeah,
So
yeah,
I've
yeah.
seen it there.
It tastes different, yeah.
Yeah,
it's just like
it's not gonna.
natural.
You're
That
not gonna.
natural
It's not
chocolate,
gonna
you
taste
know?
like when you go buy a Snickers or a
Yeah.
Kit Kat or
It's not that
Hershey's.
sugary chocolate. It's that natural flavor chocolate. It's better for you.
But I have milk chocolate coming out too, and I have
Okay.
also a little bit of coffee bits, and I also have what do you call it? Cardamom. So yeah.
It does complement the coffee, though.
Yeah, it's good. It tastes that little
Yeah.
sweet to the coffee flavor. It complements
Yeah.
it. It's really good. Yeah. So what's the future like for VIA Guatemala Coffee?
Well, I definitely wanted, like you were saying, events. I wanted to shake up the industry a little bit because, unlike I don't have a store, I don't have a brick and mortar, so I felt like the best way to really introduce my coffee to the people was to do coffee tasting events and to do espresso martini events.
Ooh, I love a good espresso martini.
Yeah. So I've really been kind of shaking up the, like you said, Massachusetts market and just anywhere because I feel like, coffee's meant to bring people together, like what we're doing, having conversations, being creative and just intellects and talking. So what I wanted to do is create these coffee tastings and these espresso martini events. So what I do is I just try to do events once a month anywhere and bring people together so they can really taste the coffee. So when you come to my event, obviously the tickets are either 30, 50 or whatever. But you always leave with a bag of coffee with ingredients. So not only you got the experience of the event, but you really got to, to taste the coffee as well to take it home.
Right.
So it's, just a way different marketing strategy. I had to shake up the market a little bit because it's important. I'm creating an experience and I want you guys to have the coffee.
Right. So what's the artistry part? You said you were an artist also?
Yeah. So my artist name is VIA, very important artist. It's trademark. So that's why I would put TM, period. I pay for that
Via's
shit.
on everything right now.
Trademark that.
So some of my art is, well, I've always been an artist my whole life. So before I could read or write, I could always draw. So I do believe that art is a gift from God. I think you can learn anything in life, but like a true artist is like a born artist, So some of my art currently is in the Charles Mark Boutique Hotel on Boylston Street and Harborside Inn Hotel in State Street. And then I have a lot of different commercial property. So say like you guys are like, oh, we want some art for these walls in here. I could do like some custom pieces of say your logo or something different. And I do commercial and residential. And every year I work on a paint series. And this year it's called, which I would love for you guys to come and cover. It's called International Food and Drinks That Women Love.
Nice.
So every year I pick a subject matter to paint for myself. And then I do a big, huge event.
Definitely.
That's
That's
lit.
dope. Yeah. Some other events that you do the day party, you do the women empowerment.
Yeah.
So yeah, you sing. You got
Yeah.
some music out there.
I
Can we
do.
find your music on
I
digital streaming
haven't.
platforms?
No, I haven't put my music out. You can see it on Instagram a little bit, but I've been very, very I'm glad that you brought up music because I'm tired of how people just want to put something out so fast. And everything is instant gratification. And they got to hurry up and come out with another hit. I've been recording for 20-something years. And I don't know. Maybe I won't put on my first album until I'm 50. I don't know. But music is supposed to be something that's like Bible. Like it's supposed, that's why I love Lauryn Hill. She's like, listen, you're not gonna rush my process. You're not gonna rush me and try to
quality
create
over
me
quantity.
exactly.
Yeah.
J Electronica.
You know what I mean?
Like that, yeah.
It's like think about how many, and I love Cardi, don't get me wrong, but how many hits she's on, and then the next one, and then you're like, whoa, that was dope for 2 months, and then boom, you're waiting for the next song. Everything is just like, even all these new artists, like we don't have Michael Jacksons anymore like that. We don't have Prince. Like music to me is everything, like Sade's in the world. You know, like music now is like I'm like, ugh. And I hate to sound old, but I'm like, what is this?
We grew up with legends now. These people, I mean, it's a vast market. But yeah, so you never know.
I do plan on putting my music out though. I think next year when I come back from Guatemala, because I go every year for about 2 months, check on the farm, check on the family, blah, blah, blah. I think next year will be my year to, I'm also writing a book. So
what's that going to be about?
It's definitely going to be, it's going to be 4 series, but this volume 1 is coming out, and it's called, it's going to be That Cover the Chocolate, and it's called, This Ain't Orphan Annie Bitches. Because it's going to tell the story about me being an orphan and how, you know, although I think Orphan Annie was a great movie, but I don't think people really know what it was like to live in a third world country orphanage. Like, that's some gangster shit I went through.
Yeah, I was reading you grew up during like the Civil War.
Yeah, like when I tell you I went through some gangster shit, and people don't talk about a person of color being adopted by white people and how hard that is. I'm blessed. I'm grateful. Don't get me wrong. But like, that shit was hard. Eating white people food. Acclimating to like, you know.
Coming straight from
because
Guatemala.
how old were you?
I was
Right.
8. I was damn near 8.
Yeah,
Like,
so
hello. You know what I mean? And I knew who my real mother was. So I'm already a little human. I know who I am. Like, you ain't about to tell me what the hell's happening, you know? And
That's
I don't.
different.
And
they
I
brought
don't.
you straight to America.
Yeah. And just threw me straight into first grade. And I was like, hi. So I think that story needs to be told, because I also want to, you know, educate parents who adopt children and be like, damn, I need to really think about their feelings, because I was always told like, you're so lucky, you're so lucky, you're so lucky. And I know I am, but like no one ever bothered to be like, are you okay? You know what I mean? Like, do you miss home? Right. So I really think it's important that I wanted to give tribute to little Sylvia, because you yourself and everybody in the world, we all have our inner child, and we are products of the adults that we are because of our inner child. And some of us haven't healed. There's a lot of broken adults right now. So that's what the book 2 is about, just like on a healing journey.
Yeah, and that looks like that's what you're on. Like you said, your name, you're going on your way. And you're kind of destined to live this path and go through this. So that's great.
So where can they order the coffee, the chocolates? Where can they follow
the art,
social media,
everything?
Everything.
So the coffee is Instagram at VIA Guatemala Coffee.com. It's very easy. And same thing with the Instagram at VIA Guatemala Coffee, and on Facebook. My personal is Sylvia Villa. Empress to say Sylvia Villa. And then my art is viasworld.com. And it's at via.world.com. Okay. So yeah.
Definitely check her out, support.
You're so nonchalant. I think he got really high on us. He's like,
I'm nice. Now I'm nice over here right now. And then like, yo, the coffee got me. I'm like, yo, this is good. Like,
it is good. It is good. Now, do you sell your coffee in Guatemala yet?
So I haven't really sold my coffee yet in Guatemala, only because it's so saturated with coffee everywhere. Okay. So if I think though, when I launch my book, I plan on doing it next year. I'm gonna do a coffee/book tour. So, and I do want to introduce my country, you know, because a lot of the coffee in my country is going to taste the same because we're all getting it from the same regions. Yeah. But what's only going to make mine different in my country is that I was an orphan. I did live in the United States, and I came back to give her. Exactly. So that's the only difference. Yeah.
Came back home.
It came back home, exactly.
Yeah, and you're representing, and you're putting Guatemala on the map.
Yeah, because it's offensive too. Like, people are like, oh, you're so pretty for Guatemala. I'm like, whoa, hold the fuck up. We got what time out. So I really too, like, I love to be like, I'm from Guatemala, because people be like, what? And I'm like, yes, you see all this?
Gotta represent. You gotta let them know 'cause they really have their own
And your daughters would
mindset.
basically tracked everybody down. They
Yeah.
connected the dots for you.
Yeah, it was insane.
And
And
now
my
you guys.
do you guys know the cartoon The Brain?
Pinky in the brain.
Yeah, that's my daughter. She's fucking the brain.
Oh,
She's like
an investigator.
No,
She can
she's
figure
like
it
a
all out.
computer genius,
Right.
literally. Well, you know, all kids growing up, and they're
Mhm.
just she's like, and yeah, she's just like, Mom, I found everybody for you. At first, she thought it was a scam because what had happened was when my mom gave me up, some of my family members had came to United States, and she was like, please find my daughter, because she you know, she really, and they'll talk about it more in the book, but she really didn't want to give me up. She just needed a place to keep me safe, right? But anyway, and so they had started the 23andMe and the DNA thing,
Yeah.
and it was dormant for like 10 years until my daughter, and then all of a sudden they got the pins, and that's when it's like, oh, you're related to this one. And that's when one of her cousins, my cousin, was like, hey, we're related. And then she was like, yeah, it's a scam. You know what I mean? And then he was like, no, we've been looking for your mother. And she was like, oh my God, this is real. But she did it behind my back because she knew it would, like, if it didn't pan out, it'd be too traumatizing for me.
Right.
Mhm.
So, like, even that for me is so biblical because they say, and the child shall lead. Like, she knew how there was an empty void in my life. And she knew growing up to fill that for me. And she led me, in a sense, to the promised land. And look at the coffee company
Yeah.
happened because of
fell
her.
right into your lap,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Like, so it's so much deeper than just like, oh yeah, I wanna create a because coffee, just so you guys know, let's talk economically, is the number one drink in the world, and it's the number two commodity. First is crude oil.
Big
And
resource.
then coffee right after.
Yes.
Wow.
So
Mhm.
think about it. I'm you know, that's why I always put, you know how on Instagram you could put little notes that put moving weight. And but I am.
Oh, that coffee coming in, yeah.
You got them pounds.
How much is this bag?
It's $30 a bag,
Mhm.
and
Oh,
then
no, I was saying how many ounces you got.
16 ounces. You know what I'm saying? We could break it down, baby.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Definitely
See?
moving weight, girl, but in the legal way, so you can brag about it.
Yeah, and that's another thing. People are like, oh, how do you do this? I'm like, listen, are you ready to deal with government? How's your record? Because I have to deal with U.S. People think it's easy. I have to deal with the United States government, and I have to deal with the Guatemalan government. I have to deal with
I figure that's
basically
even harder.
like
Yeah, with the
basic
shipping and everything.
also
and-
prices too on
Customs.
the
Yeah.
customs, import,
The trade.
export,
Yeah.
and stocks. The prices go up and down. My prices
Right.
always stay the same, but it's gonna vary for me for shipping. People have no idea. Like, and listen, this isn't nothing the school taught me. So that's another thing too. Like, I want to tell all my entrepreneurs out there, and like whatever. Listen, 3 years ago I didn't know nothing about coffee. Now I'm this like professional coffee connoisseur, right? And like, but you just gotta go out and get it. And sometimes, and I'm grateful that my daughter graduated from college, but sometimes you gotta just learn on the way and go and get it. You know, just like you guys took a chance and started this podcast. Like,
Yeah.
you gotta just go and do it.
Exactly.
And you're gonna
you
learn-
can teach yourself. You did your research. You didn't just
Yeah,
let it happen.
you're gonna make
you put in the hard
mistakes.
work.
But you know what? Like, you're gonna learn. You gotta keep going.
Exactly. Yeah, you can just not give up, and you're not gonna give up because this is your passion. This is your
Yeah.
life. This is where you're supposed to be. So.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's gonna
So
be
you
great.
know, definitely. Let's see what else. The next things coming, like products. I want you guys to be feeling like you're immersed in Guatemala. So I do plan on having like pillows made by the Mayan people, bathrobes. So I really, because the reason why I want to do this, I'm always constantly trying to help my people, because when I tell you the artistry that they do in there is so beautiful, like their tapestry, their weaving, their sculptures, their pottery, but they don't have the business mind. Thank God I was educated here
Yeah.
to know how to even
Is-
import or export.
Is there a big Mayan community out here?
Well, yeah, if in Lynn,
Oh, really?
oh my
That's what I'm
God.
saying. I'm sort of thinking like, I'm like, yo. I'm
Um,
thinking for a minute. Like, is there really a
Well,
big-
whenever you see any Guatemalans, they most likely have Mayan in them. So
Right.
they're short, they're my skin color. So Mayan is very much in our blood. So
Right.
usually they speak Spanish and they speak a Mayan dialect. So yeah, we're like deep on. You see Guatemalans everywhere. Listen, when I came here in the late '80s, I was like, damn, people like Guatemala. What is that? Watermelon. I used to get teased. They didn't know what it was, right? But now I'm like, yo, these people are deep out here. Like, how my peoples get out here like that?
That's great.
Yeah.
And you got the coffee.
Yeah.
Fell into the coffee.
Definitely
your
gonna be
family, like,
looking forward to more events, more products.
Yeah,
and
I have
seeing
some
you
events
grow.
coming up in August. Inshallah, hopefully, I'm trying to do something with the axe thrower, so I'll invite you guys to that. It's in Somerville, and then I try to do once a month events because I don't want to oversaturate it. You know what I mean? Just like you guys with the podcast, like you got to make sure you take your time with it.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. That's perfect information. That's nuts. Because in all actuality, like, I never thought that much into coffee. Nah, for real. It's just like, yo,
Pour it in my cup.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Give me caffeine.
pop it in the Keurig. Pour it in the drip. Like, other than that, it's like, not really thinking too much into
Big
it.
business right here.
Yeah, but
Serious
think about that.
business.
Like, isn't that kind of sad? Something that you ingest every day and you don't even know. Does this have chemicals in it? Is this okay? Like mine's organic and it's ethically. So you got to think about things like that, especially because then that's what I'm trying to do is educate people. Like, what are you putting in your body? Like, you want to have organic, you want to drink healthy because it's what you're drinking in the morning.
Yeah.
You know.
And in the afternoon.
But to be
and
honest,
at
they don't
night.
want. Like I said, they don't want you to know.
So,
If you knew, then they'd be scared that you went and start the business too. They don't want you to know. They don't want me to know. They didn't want
well,
this.
you found out.
Exactly. Period.
You found out.
And you're doing it.
And it's like,
making
And I'm
waves.
telling everybody, like, don't drink that.
yo, it's actually good. So I ain't gonna front. I'm not just saying it because you're here. I'm telling you the truth. It actually is good.
It is good.
Like,
Well, you're high,
I was-
so I know.
Nah,
I know.
It's good.
I was hoping it was
He
bad.
was a
'cause I
little
was like,
skeptical.
yo.
He definitely was
I was
skeptical. He's
like-
like,
She's like, oh, she makes coffee. I'm like, she makes coffee.
Yeah, like this girl talking big shit. I dare.
She's from Lynn.
Oh, wait, time out. Oh,
She makes
yo,
coffee.
Cynthia said, yo, don't
Nah,
let
not in a
you
way
don't
like
be trying
that,
to
like-
sud me right now. We gonna come
How
up
many,
here.
how many girls from Lynn? How many people from Lynn make coffee?
I mean, I'll be honest with you. How many?
No, don't answer that.
How
Come
many
on.
people in United States, period, though,
Exactly.
decide to create their own brand? So again,
Of coffee.
but this irritated me. People were doing this to me on Facebook. They were sending me Jada Kiss because I guess he started
yeah,
a
he
coffee,
did.
right? And
Yeah.
then what's his name? Ghostface, right? And they be so goo goo gaga that a celebrity started something, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, bitch, I'm right here. Fuck them. Stop sending me their links. Send my shit. Period.
Right.
Like I was so irritated by that, and I'm like, but then at the same time, I said, see how you showing me Ghostface and see how you show me Jada Kiss, and salute to them. I'm happy that they're doing that, right? But yo, it just to show you, like, here I am, just a round the way girl. Like I lived in the projects. Me and my daughter lived in the house. I was on welfare. Like shit was real for me. So I'm trying to show you, like, if I can do it, yeah, I put myself in the level of Diddy. Yeah, so what that he has Ciroc or Kevin Hart. And maybe too, one day I'll get into tequila because tequila does go into my country or wine. You know what I mean? So then what? Are you going to still send me fucking Diddy shit? No. Like, we really got to stop putting ourselves, like, stop, like, goo goo gaga over these celebrities and know that really we can do it too.
I'm glad we got you.
Exactly.
We're
And that's
over
why
here
we're trying
right
to
now.
put
We're-
local people on the map.
Right.
we're VIA Guatemala.
VIA Guatemala Coffee.
You know, and I don't think people understand that too. Like
That's actually pretty-
they be so like, ooh, want to send you celebrity links, but then the person right around the way is doing the same thing and they don't want to support that person. And we need to really talk about that more. Like, yo, psst. You know what I'm
Seem
saying?
to get more love from strangers than your friends, anyways. That's how it goes.
Well, that's another thing I tell people this. Like, look, there's 8 billion people in this world. Do you know how many people I can name? Maybe I know the 10 people from Lynn that bought my coffee. I know I get orders from all over the country, and I'm starting to get orders in Canada and in the islands, right? Like, that's crazy to me. So just don't worry about your local little thinking that they're gonna support you.
Definitely. You can't worry about that.
Nah.
Nope, I'm gonna give all my worries to this worry doll right here. Okay.
Can't worry
She's
about
gonna
that.
bring us up.
Right.
Via, we so appreciate you being here.
Yeah, thank
Thank
you.
you. Let's get another round of applause.
Yes,
man.
hold up.
See the right button. Oh, man.
Hey.
The round of applause.
Thank
I
you
have
so much.
One last question, because I think it's gonna be different this time. So,
What's that?
3 things. If you could pick today, coffee, blunts, or donuts.
Well, you know I don't smoke.
I know.
And donuts stay in your body for like 3 weeks,
I
so it's
know.
gonna be the coffee.
Exactly. We got a coffee. We got a coffee, people.
You knew she was picking coffee.
I know, but I just wanted to get something
She is
different.
coffee.
And no, I just want to say thank you and congratulations to you guys. Put the clap for you.
Nah,
Come on,
thank you.
come on, come on.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank
Thanks for
you.
tuning in. Tell a friend, tell a friend. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Out.